Hi there, Bob Scott back again. I'm going to walk through this house. Oh shit, a few dogs next door, didn't notice those. Fairly common occurrence here out looking at properties is to have, the neighbor's dogs go nuts, so get used to that. Alright, we're out here on this house in Old Halls Ferry. I'm in the backyard because this is a pretty busy street, so it's pretty loud. It's one thing I don't like about this property so far, and obviously the neighbor's dogs. But good thing about the dogs is it's going to keep away criminals, other people at night who might be poking around at the house when we've got it vacant before we can move a tenant in. So it is a little extra security measure. That's nice. Let's start walking through the property, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. First off, it's got this walkout basement. I'm a big fan of those. One, because it's a form of egress, and if we finish that space, we can count it as usable square footage to the house. So automatic bump in our value right there. You can't really see the roof from the back here, which is a little annoying, so I can't really tell what kind of condition this back section of the roof is, but we'll spin around the front and see what we can tell from back there. Windows are old and original to the house. AC condenser is pretty old, and we gotta go look over the electrical mast over here real quick. Okay, so this has been replaced at some point, and I bet we're probably all right there. They might make us put a mast in. All the bricks in pretty good shape. And what's up, bud? Okay. It's got this little sunroom off the back that connects to a really large two-car garage. It's obviously a great feature. Side's been busted into. We're gonna have to replace a few of these window panes, but everything else here. And then also we got this this door here. You see this quite a lot, and an interior door slab put on an exterior door. So we'll need to put a metal clad door to withstand the elements here. There's the rest of the street. Pretty busy. Going to be a little bit of a pain to back in and out of. We are right next to an elementary school, so probably pretty busy as well during weekdays, morning and mid-afternoon when school's in and out. Front of the house all looks pretty good. I've got hardwood floors pretty much all over on this main level. And we go inside the house, and it's pretty quiet in here, especially, let's see if we close the front door. What kind of difference that makes. Yeah, it's not too bad in here. So I pulled up the property on Zillow, and it's 1,276 square feet. So good size home, plenty of room in here for dining room, and a lot of space left over as well for the main family room area. Hardwood's in really good shape, could be refinished and polished pretty quickly. This is definitely one of the smaller bedrooms. This will be one of your kids' beds. But paint, some new 6-panel doors, closet, and refinishing the floors goes a really long way. No signs of water damage on any of the lids. Everything looks good there. You've got our main bath here. Tile is shot. As you can see, they put the vanity directly on top of the subfloor here. The vanity's in pretty good shape. We can definitely salvage that. And this is just I forgot what you call this stuff, but we'll probably peel that off and put some just green board back there, or just paint over it. And the tub's obviously blue. Previous owner was a smoker, as you can tell, and that toilet can probably stay. I'm not going to open it up. It looks like it needs to be cleaned pretty bad. So in here, just got the flooring and a little bit of touch-up work. Maybe replace that surround, and this thing will be good to go. So here's our master bedroom. Pretty good size. I don't really like that it's in the front of the house because we're closer to the busy street. But good sized closet, and we've got a little ensuite. Tiles original to the house and in pretty good shape. Vanities also probably original. Actually, probably be able to keep that and clean it up. This tile surrounds all in pretty good shape, and our shower is actually in pretty decent shape as well. You know, it's definitely dated, but everything's here, and just you regrout some of these lines and give it a good clean, and this thing will look really nice actually when it's done. Oh, we've also got here a little off kitchen dining room. So several areas to put a dining room table or even an eat-in breakfast area. And we've got ceramic tile in our kitchen, galley style, and cabinets and countertop are all in pretty good shape. We got a stainless stove here. Who knows if that works? Cabinets are looking good. These will clean up real nice. And if you can't tell by the pictures, this is a foreclosure. Needs a good amount of, or not needs a good amount of stuff, but the seller left a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but it just hasn't been cleaned. You know, normal seller would take a little bit of effort here. And you look at the old listing here. When is this from? This is from September of 2015. And we got a list price of $86,000. And it looks like the house was pretty clean at that point. So I don't know what happened here. Somebody maybe broke in and was just hanging out in here, busted a few windows, and here's this sunroom. Got this green AstroTurf that's got to be pulled up and go, and probably just leave the bare concrete. We talked about those windows already. And here's our good sized garage. So let's go check out the basement. Okay. So we talked about this walkout over here, and it's been busted into, all boarded up. I will probably replace that with another new door. Plenty of ceiling height down here, and I know it's really hard to see, but this entire space is open and has got really good ceiling height and partially finished. So we could very easily finish this, complete the finish, do new carpet, paint, everything else down here, and with it having that walkout basement, we've got official egress, so we can count those bedrooms as official living space. So if we put 2 bedrooms down here, this would officially be a 5-bed 2-bath, and in our experience, if we can get a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house, we're going to have huge rental demand, because people who have large families, there's just not a lot of homes in the market that are available, or maybe they've got a mother-in-law that's going to live with them and can live downstairs, but we found there's huge demand, and we can really get great tenants and really get a ton of rent. So if we did that, I would imagine, as the house sits, probably bare minimum we could get $1,100, $1,200 per month in rent. And if we ended up finishing the space and got some official bedrooms down here, I would say we could probably push it up to $1,300, $1,400 per month. So definitely probably pays to figure that out and see if we can do that. We've got our panel over here. Is pretty old. This is like an original circuit breaker panel when they just figured out how to do this and made the switch from fuse boxes. Can't find a date on this, but that's probably a 50-50 shot that this might need to be replaced. Now we're below our main bathroom and our half bath, or our ensuite bath, and we're looking at the stack. This stack's going to need to be replaced. There's a lot of burrs, a lot of rust coming off of it. Furnace looks pretty decent. We got a train, and definitely hasn't been very well kept, but I bet if this thing was cleaned up, we could get this thing to fire up and wouldn't have to work, do too much to it. We've got our line set here. It's always a good sign. And we've got our water heater. with our brown top and beige base. That's pretty old. Let's see if we can find some dates on here. 2002 Leclerc gas. 2002. So no, it's at least a 2002, maybe a little bit older. We've got some small cracks. Those are really not too big of a deal. There's no major bowing. Those are pretty easy to fix. There's another crack I saw somewhere else I want to point out to you all. Where was it? Yes, okay. So it's very common in these basements for the window to the corner of the window to crack. It's just a weak point in the foundation where they put this window in. So you see that fairly often. This beige yellow stuff is epoxy, so the crack has been filled at one point in time and taken care of. And something interesting to check out is if you can figure out who did that work, a lot of those guys offer pretty good warranties on the foundation work if they're still around, still in business, and you can track them down. We've got wood paneling all on this front wall of the house. This is all going to need to go. Sorry, it's hard to see here. And then we've also got peel and stick. So we're going to have to rip all this out, but a very nice feature to have this thing with the potential to finish it off and add a ton more square footage. You know, our upstairs is 1,276 square feet. We'd be adding probably close to 900 square feet for finishing off all this space to the house. So one last thing we didn't check out yet is the roof. So let's go to the front and see if we can figure out what's going on up there. It's definitely dated, but looks all right. Probably got a few years life left in it. Yeah, it looks okay. So probably wouldn't have to worry about it too soon, but I would say 5 to 10 years. We're going to need to be replacing the roof on this, and for a shingled roof like this, you know, we can probably get that done for, I don't know, $3,000, $3,500, so not too bad. Just wanted to wrap up here inside because it's so loud. If you enjoyed this video, hopefully you learned something, hopefully you got some value. Subscribe below. We're bringing more case studies like this where I'll walk through a house. Back in the office, we run through crunching numbers on how much we think this house is actually worth. Right now it's listed at $50,000. We offered 40. We've been countered by the bank at $45,000 right now. With it sitting there, it's been at 50 a little while. I'm probably going to stick to my number at 40, maybe come up to 42. It's a great neighborhood, a lot of demand in here. It's a solid house. Everything is here. Just got some little things that need to be taken care of. But I mean, where else can you buy a almost 1,300 square foot house with a 2-car garage, mostly brick, hardwood floors throughout. Kitchen's pretty nice. Possibilities to finish the basement and make it a 5-bedroom. Or even if it's not a 5-bedroom, just have a huge, awesome living space that's got a walkout down there. Not many places in the country you can get this kind of deal. And if we're renting this thing out for $1,100, $1,200, if we finish it $1,400 per month, even if, let's say, we're buying it at $45,000, we spend $15,000, which is a ton. I know we wouldn't have to spend anywhere near that to get this thing rent ready. I bet we can get it done for probably close to $10,000 or even under that, depending on whether we decide to finish that basement or not. So let's say we buy it for $45,000, we spend $10,000, we're in it for $55,000, and now we've got a cash flowing asset that will pay us $1,200 roughly per month, every month going forward. And if you look at where comps are at in today's market, in this area, If this home is fully rehabbed, fixed up, nice to the nines, it'll sell for $90,000, $95,000, $105,000. I bet there's even a few, especially if we do the finished basement. I bet there's a few at $110,000, $115,000. So one, we're buying with equity day one. That's the most important rule of real estate: never pay retail. Number two, we got good cash flow. So if we got somebody in here paying that much, we don't really care what the value is, right? Do I care if my property prices drop to $30,000 on this house, if the rents are still coming in every month at $1,200 per month? Yeah, I do care. I like having equity. But if we're buying a house at $40,000 and comps are at 90, 100, 110, we got a lot of room in there for the market to continue to drop before our value is going to be affected. And even if they do drop, like I said, it doesn't affect how much rent is kicking off every month. So subscribe below, go to our website, joinhouseproperties.com, and I'll see you at the next property.